Behind the glass, my second season for the NHL. 2025 hockey season is over. My hockey season ended. Vegas was eliminated round 2 against Edmonton Oilers. Was trying to play catch up for a while. Now's a good time to really sit down, go through the hard drives and see what stood out. This was my second season working for the NHL as an LSC. I'm going to take you behind the scenes with me on what a typical game night looks like, bench access, some of my favorite moments, my workflow on game night, and what I hope to improve on next season. On a typical game night, I will get to T-Mobile Arena 3:30, get set up in the media room. I'll head outside for player arrivals. 4 o'clock, Vegas, players will start to show up. In between 4 and 5 is when I will toggle between both home and away arrivals. Luckily, where the home arrivals are and where the away arrivals bus is, it's literally just on the other side of this gate. I'll head inside back to the media room, upload arrivals. From 5 to 6, I will grab dinner. So grab any scene setters, which are just arena shots. Sometimes during that 5 to 6 slot, I'll go out and get fan content. If there's like a good amount of away fans, I'll usually try to focus on the away team just because enemy territory, and I know that the away team will most likely use those versus just capturing more Vegas fans. They would have to really stand out for me. Like, I know this last season in round 2, they were doing face painting, so that was cool. Things like that I'll document. Or if it's a returning player playing Vegas who was on the team, for example, Alec Martinez, or like Chandler Stevenson, Marchessault, things like that. Warm-ups usually start around 6:30. This season, I toggled between home and away bench, which was cool. We had bench access this year, but I'll get more into that in a bit. Back to the media room, dump what I got. Puck drop, top of the hour, 7:08 technically. National anthem, all that good stuff. Games usually wrap around 9:30. I will do my final uploads, do packing up, leaving around 10 o'clock, waiting for traffic to die down. That is pretty much the end of the night. Speaking of bench access, we had some bench access last season if we had reached out to the team and they got back to us. This year, full bench access, other than I think 1 or 2 teams, which luckily they didn't play Vegas, so I didn't have to run into that issue. Depending my night or depending what the league wants for warm-ups, I tried to toggle between both since last season I didn't shoot anything from the Vegas bench. Vegas bench feels a little more welcoming in that sense, prideful of like, yeah, this is my hometown team. A little more stressful though, because it's packed. Coaches, staff, things like that moving front and behind you. Definitely got to be mindful of that. I love shooting from the bench. I wish there was a world in which we could shoot some game footage from the bench. I know it will never happen. It's just way too chaotic. I absolutely don't want to be in the way during gameplay, but it would be cool just to get that unobstructed point of view. So I'm going to toss up some favorite moments or some key highlights. I know one for sure is Alec Martinez coming back. That was cool. Vegas did a tribute video to him. Mark Fleury's last 2, there was a regular season game, which was cool because he went out and signed autographs and took pictures with fans. Round 1 of playoffs. He didn't play the first game in Vegas, but then I think when Vegas eliminated him, he was between the pipes the last period, which unfortunately was also the game-winning goal. That one kind of hurt, but at least us Vegas fans got to see him on the ice one more time. Riley Smith coming back to Vegas. Obviously, there'll be some film sprinkled in here. Shot a decent amount, especially with my Canon EOS 1N. Oh, sexy baby. Workflow, I usually will have 2 bodies on me, the R3 and the Canon R5. Sometimes the GoPro, BTS, and 360 POV film, and mostly cell phone will be the third variable. I'll have the cell phone with the cell phone mount, those quick uploads to the social team. I bring my laptop, Pelican, loaded up, all that stuff. And this is the SD to Lightning reader. This is how I will drop to the social team in the quickest way possible. Canon R3 and R5 both have Wi-Fi transfer to phone. If you don't have good internet on your phone, it's It's laggy, it sucks. This has been fastest, foolproof way. Full transparency, I'll have 2 SD cards on me for backup, meaning the CF card will be the full, I will not take that out of my camera the whole game night. The SD card, however, I will pop out and plug it into this, plug it into my phone, and then upload those, anything instant. I need 2 hands for this. While I am uploading this on the cell phone, I obviously am still shooting game action with this hand, keep things moving in case I need to pop that other SD card out. I will throw in a second SD in the event that I catch something back to back. I could then switch the 2. Now, if I left that one SD card out and I just shot and caught something, now it's only written to the CF card, does me no good. And like I said, if I try to transfer from the camera, it takes way too longer. And honestly, especially this season for me, I really learned that like speed is key. And this hand in between those little moments where I can scroll, select the photos, flag them. Greenfly and Slack are 2 platforms in which internal social team all use to communicate, to upload. This is absolutely crucial for when I'm on the ice in a period and I need to get stuff out. When I get back to the media room and then work from my computer, or if it's video, cut up some pieces, video for social. I could unplug it, pop it in here, upload that clip, we're good. When I get back to the media room, I usually use Photo Mechanic to cull slight tweaks in Capture One if I need to, and then upload it. If I am really just cramped for time, I know for playoffs, we had an editor remote, so I would just upload selects, they would edit, they would crop, yada, yada. Ideally, it'd be really cool to FTP, but you need a hard line and then you need to set all that up, which again, I don't have on me because I'm floating. I don't have a designated spot on the ice like some of the other guys. I have to be very nimble and I don't really have an area to set up my laptop. For me, the action shots are tough because if you don't happen to be in the right place at the right time, then the shot just isn't as impactful. So instead of worrying about the things that I can't control, maybe that goal or celebration is at the far end of the ice. Well, there's nothing really I can do about that. Maybe there's something else I could capture. Fan dressed up as Elvis who looks cool, who's celebrating. Person who scored the goal is celebrating at the bench or with teammates. Maybe there's still emotion in that shot versus the hero image of the goal itself. Because a lot of times, you don't get the goal itself. It doesn't always read that well. There's been plenty of times where I have the goal, puck in the net, all that stuff. It's not the same as where if you wait a few seconds and you get that celebration with the team or that energy, ends up being a lot more impactful. Overall, this season was great for me. I am now entering my 3rd season with the NHL as an LSC. I'm very excited for what this season has to offer. I hope I get to shoot a Stanley Cup, even if it's not in Vegas. It would be awesome to document a Stanley Cup final on VHS and film. I think that would be super cool for the sport, for the league. I also shot the NHL draft at the Sphere before this season. Visuals are crazy in there. That was a wild experience. Shoot the NHL draft #1, but then it being in the Sphere was like another level. Always trying to find new ways to show off the sport, show off the atmosphere of a hockey game. For video, I shoot everything in 60 frames per second. It's just a habit of mine. 2, I love the flexibility. The white balance is the same. It's around 48K. I do not shoot video in Canon log, although I would like to. For games, I just shoot in the picture profile, and then I'm able to drop the footage straight from camera to my phone. No problems there. And since my position is social based, that's the quickest way. For photo settings, in-game action, I am around 1/1600th shutter speed, around 1000 ISO, and then aperture I usually keep wide open, whatever lens, usually a 2.8. White balance in the arena, so I'll usually set it to around 48. Each game, weirdly enough, still kind of shifts a bit. Even setting a custom white balance in the arena on the ice, there's still areas that shift, not even in color, but also in light and darkness. There's areas that kind of dip a little bit and you're a little bit darker and you're like, what the fuck? That shift in the image. I notice I'm always trying to keep the whites as white as I can. That's just one thing I kind of hyper focus on when editing. The lighting and the color on the ice. It's a giant reflector. If you think about it in that way, the ice is white, translucent. It's almost like an ounce. Maybe the naked eye won't notice slight color shift changes, but if you go through a sequence of photos and there's 20, 30 something photos in a sequence, you could definitely see the variation from photo to photo. The R5, I will rely heavy on stills just because I want those extra megapixels and that sensor, especially because I know the team, once they get the photos, they're going to crop in, they're going to punch in. The R5 will kind of take photo priority, and then the R3 will be video priority. But both can toggle between the two, depending. If I have a 70-200 on the R5 and I need to grab a video clip, just going to switch over to video. There was one game in particular that there was like 3 goals within a handful of minutes, and it was just like, holy shit, I can't keep up with trying to upload the first goal, and that second goal hits, right? And then you're like, all right, dude, there's no way there's going to be a third goal within. There is. Get the action first. That way at least you capture it, and then everything else comes secondary. But problem still with that is if you just focus on getting goals, service sucks, and then team and the league are hitting you up. Did you get this celly? Did you get this goal? Still trying to find that balance of what takes priority, possibly miss more, or do you just stick with it, but then you're getting hit up, hey, do you have this? Or hey, time's ticking, and then they're using broadcast or they're using Getty. I'm sure anyone has the answer. If you ask the league or you ask your fellow creatives who are LSCs, it's just a gut feeling. It's just kind of case by case. Use your own judgment. It's all a learning curve. I'm enjoying it. Vegas made it to round 2 this season against the Oilers. Unfortunately, they were eliminated round 2. And as we all know, Oilers went on to the final, fell short against back-to-back champs, the Florida Panthers. Cool to watch on TV after my season had ended with the Vegas Golden Knights. One part, watch it as a fan, but then I'm still watching it from a sports photographer perspective, right? Watching the broadcast, hearing the audio, watching the plays, seeing how they move. That pretty much does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. If you have any questions, I'm always an open book. If you have any thoughts, if your workflow as a sports creative is different, any gear you've been looking at, I love photography, I love videography, I love creating. So any chance I get, actually have a conversation about camera gear, advice or tips, moments, stories, you name it, I'm here for it all. So would love to chat with you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.